The Seahawks reunion with Marshawn Lynch in the final 3 weeks of the season was fun while it lasted, don't get me wrong, but it's hardly a long-term solution for the Seahawks at running back. That's a problem that still remains, and one they probably look to try to solve in the 4th round of this year's draft. Now, they've since added veteran Carlos Hyde, but this video, brought to you by Divorce Lawyers for Men, is part of our Seahawks offseason spotlight that's exploring Seattle's draft picks. This one in particular is running back DeeJay Dallas. Back to that running back problem. It's one that still exists. Rashad Penny is coming back from a torn ACL and could start the season on the PUP list, though that remains to be seen. Chris Carson's recovering from a fractured hip, and while he has a good chance to come back for training camp and the start of the regular season, he's also entering the final year of his deal. Meanwhile, former Seahawks CJ Prosise remains an unsigned free agent. Enter DeeJay Dallas out of Miami. 5'10", 217, he'll look to compete for a spot, most likely against Travis Homer, in the bottom part of Seattle's running back rotation, and the best way he can make an impact is 2 key factors: versatility and big playability. I'm not just the one saying versatility matters. Pete Carroll actually said that would be a huge factor for DeeJay Dallas this coming training camp, and said it was one of the big reasons Seattle was drawn to him in the first place. The versatility isn't new for him. He played about 27 positions in high school. He didn't really. He played quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and safety. He signed on to Miami as a wide receiver and then eventually made the switch to running back midway through his freshman year. And that might be why his numbers for running backs aren't off the charts, but he still made a pretty great impact all around in his first full year at running back. That came in 2018 when he had 617 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. He also had 191 punt return yards and a touchdown, 420 kick return yards, and 85 receiving yards. Pete Carroll said Dallas is one of those guys Seattle loves to fall for. And you have to think it's not just because of his versatility, but maybe the attitude that he brings as a guy who's willing to give it his all in different facets of play. And I think that for a coach like Pete Carroll, who values special teams just as much as any other phase of the ball, it's refreshing to see a guy want to contribute there as well. Dallas isn't only going to be a cog in the machine, though, because Jake Heaps says he also has big playability. This is what Jake says. When I look at DeeJay Dallas, I see a guy who's a compact runner who can effectively run between the tackles. He says he has a finishing mentality and the speed to separate from defenders and take it all the way to the house. Is he going to be your starting running back of the future? Way too early to call that one. You've got to figure out what to do with Chris Carson, who again is entering the final year of his deal, but has rushed for 1,000 or more yards the last 2 years. You've got Rashad Penny, your former first-round pick, coming back from reconstructive knee surgery. You've got Carlos Hyde, who you're paying $4 million to. And then you've got Travis Homer, who was really strong in training camp and didn't really get a chance to shine for you until the end of the season. Finding a place to fit in and making the most of his versatility is really the key for Dallas to make this roster. We've also got profiles on other draft picks. You can also find those on 710sports.com. Don't forget to tune in every weekday from 12 to noon to listen to Tom, Jake, and Stacey on 710 ESPN Seattle.